Hello, my name is Patricia and welcome to my channel. This series that I'm doing right now is The Mystic in the Matrix. I am the Mystic and this is the crazy matrix that we're all living in at the moment. So yeah, if this video has found you, then that means we're having an alignment at this time. And I hope that I can bring you some kind of a message or entertain you, not sure, but I hope you get to walk away with something anyways for being here today with me, so thank you. So today, the topic that I picked is called labels. So labels, yeah, labels affect everyone, everything around you and us. It's pretty much, labels kind of seem like that thing that hold the matrix together. Do you know what I mean? And that includes us. So what do I mean by that is everything has a name, everything has a title, everything is called something. So everything has a label, whether it be your kitchen table, whether it be your house. It's a house is a house. No, it's not. That's a garage. That's a shed. Everything has a label. Everything has its place. Everything is dictated to where it needs to be placed, including humans. So what I'm going to say on that is we are all affected by labels. Some of them are very healthy labels and other labels are very unhealthy. And yeah, so some of the labels we're born into: daughter, son. Some of them we have earned: mother, rah me. I don't know. Positive. Okay, I've got all my label, not all my labels. I've got quite a few labels here because it's going to be part of this little game, this little thing to work with. I'm going to share with you. So I have lots of those kind of labels. And then there's the other kind of labels, and they're the ones that are projected upon us. Now, projected labels are control labels, and that is what the overruler of this matrix likes to do to us. Instead of us just creating our own labels from who we are within ourselves, this other force that's trying to kind of submerge, put out to the human race, if you will, is projection of labels. That would be huge, because labels are what divide us, you know. Labels can be anything from political status to your skin color to where were you born, where are you coming from. This goes back to ancient days. Where are you from? You're a stranger in this town. You know, labels have been with us since forever. And yeah, so is that projection. So as humans, we are trying to remove a lot of these labels from ourselves so that we can figure out who we are and what are our actual healthy labels. Like, what did we come to planet Earth with? What is the good labels that we want to experience? What are the labels that we want to become? So healthy labels can be our achievements. They're things that we can aspire to. And healthy labels can help us organize and weed out and figure out who our authentic self is here. So that's where my little game here comes into. And I'll be sharing quite a bit about myself, I guess, today. So I hope this is really helpful for you. Because I will be revealing. You don't have to reveal back to me, although if you want to put some comments down there and say, hey, you know, I feel it. You know, this was helpful. Tell me if this was helpful. And another way you can tell me that it was helpful if you don't want to make a comment is by giving me a like. Appreciate that. And subscribe. This also tells me that you appreciate what I do, and it's our exchange of energy as well. I give, you give back. Not that you have to, but it's lovely to have you do that, as I will as well. So, labels. These are just a few of mine, okay? So one of the things that I've discovered in my 60 years of being here as this avatar, Patricia, some of my labels have come and gone. You know, you don't always keep all your labels with you. And you can also choose your labels. If you're not happy with how you feel about something, or if a projected label you actually like kind of wake up to and you go, hey, wait a minute, this is not me. This is not, I'm not going to wear this. So my little game here is, what, at the end of going through all of these, what labels would you actually decide to wear? You know, you get to make the choice of what you're going to wear. I'm a communicator. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that one because, yeah, I am a communicator. I feel very comfortable with it. That's all I need to say. So you can go through your labels. So, for example, let's see here. Easy. Whoops. There we go. Daughter. I am a daughter. I'm going to continue to be a daughter. I'm going to keep my label. Mother. I am a mother. I'm a mother of 3 beautiful children, and I also have a great big huge dog. And I'm a child protector. I love children. I've actually had day home and years ago, and I'm a nurturer. I'm a mother. So yes, I wear this one. I would wear this one proudly. Probably one of my favorites. Wife. I once was a wife. I haven't been a wife for a long time. Not really planning on that right now. So you know what? There's a little bit of a less label on me. Resourceful. Do I want to continue with this label? Yes, I do. I am a resourceful person. Being a single mom for a long time taught me how to be resourceful, especially with all the shortages and things like that, you know, we can all experience, and the ups and downs in life. It's really, really important to be resourceful. And being a gardener is a part of that, being resourceful. This is also one of my labels, and yes, I will continue to keep this label. I'm not good at it. I mean, I do try. I'm trying all the time. I actually got a little greenhouse. My daughter and I, we got this little greenhouse. It was like, I don't know, under $200, and it's fabulous. It works really, really well, and it's durable. And so we're learning how to do greenhouse gardening right now, because with the instability of the planet and what have you, sometimes outdoor gardens can get really affected by the changing of the weather and stuff like that. So we're learning how to do both. We want to find that balance. So yes, I'm going to keep gardener. Bud tender. Okay, so y'all know I'm here in Canada. So my career that I've had for the last 6 years has been a bud tender. Now, if you're not familiar with that term is, that means I worked in a cannabis store. I was a cannabis consultant and served customers, and yeah, loved my job. But you know, there just came a time where that moment, which was two months ago, I had to draw the line for myself and decide to move forward, and yeah, I have a real pull to move forward into other things in my life right now. So I am no longer a bud tender, and I don't think it's something I'm going to be returning to at this time because I do have other aspirations. So I'm going to let go of this one. Boop, there goes another label out of my life. See how easy that was? I don't have to look at it anymore or think about it anymore. And ooh, let's go to this one. Because I worked in the cannabis store, stoner would be sometimes a label. I mean, you know, I've been smoking weed for a long time, since you know, the 80s. And yeah, I am a bit of a hippie. I am that gypsy girl. So yes, I do, but I also use it for medical reasons as well. So it is a part of my life, and it's something that I do advocate for. And but I would never call myself a stoner. And see, this is where it gets kind of fun. Sometimes, like, this is, okay, this label would have been fun and cute when I was like 15 or in my 20s. Sure, call me a stoner. Not anymore. I'm a mature woman, and I do control what I do smoke and when I do and what kind it is and all of that. I am a cannabis connoisseur, you see. And so my label has changed. It's become a little bit more sophisticated. This is what labels do. This is a part of the healthy labels. So something like friend, of course you're going to keep it. Ooh, here we go. Narcissist. In my 20s and probably going into my beginning of my early 30s, I kind of do consider myself a narcissist. I was raised by narcissists, and my father was a narcissistic predator, and my mother was a narcissistic victim. I love my mom. She has done so much healing for her life as well. She's still with us. So she has done a lot of healing, and I'm really proud of her. So, but you know, you got to be aware. You got to be aware of that shadow side, you know, that can be part of your upbringing, part of your DNA, you know, how were you raised? But we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, so I did have naturally narcissistic kind of tendencies, I suppose, you know. I was raised I was raised being instilled in my head that I am number one, and there's not one fucking person on this planet that's going to give a shit about me that I could give about myself. It was drilled in my head by my father to become a narcissist. So in all the healing that I've done, this is one of the ones I can get rid of, because I know that's not who I am. That was a projected, beautiful example of projected. A projected, oh, camera's over here. It was a projected imprint, if you will. There's a lot of narcissists out there who shouldn't be narcissists. It's just that it was projectedly imprinted as a label on you. And we take on those things. But you can discover it, you can find it, and you can get rid of it. And during that time, I actually discovered, where are you? I'm an empath. I feel a lot, but I've also been an empath who's had to, where is it? Oh, where is it? To find balance and to find, oh my goodness, where are you? Ooh, this one right here, boundaries. I can wear these labels really good. I am a girl who knows her boundaries. I know how to put boundaries up really well now. It took a long time. It took me till actually I was probably like in my 50s, to be quite honest with you. A little bit of a slow learner here. It took me till I was like in my 50s to really learn how to create and enforce my boundaries. So this is one of the ones I've earned, and I will wear it proudly. You know, but empath is one, but I've had to learn a lot. These are other things that you learn and you get rid of. Not enough. Oh boy, I know I'm enough. Let's see here. Ooh, here's one growing up with. This was one, again, that was projected and is also projected through Hollywood. This is an interesting one. This is a really interesting one. Dumb blonde. I grew up with the title, oh, she's a blonde girl, you know, she's tiny, she's cute, whatever. Ooh, dumb blonde. People don't realize how much that erodes on your confidence, or how much that label can influence who you can be and how high your bar can go. Because I actually was in special needs class for a year. That's when, you know, I discovered my dyslexia, things like that, which later I discovered actually I'm in the spectrum. When I discovered I was in the spectrum, it was probably one of the most happiest days because it explained so much. It explains so much. So I'm actually quite happy and proud to be wearing this one because, you know, I am a highly functioning spectrum child, and and that's where a lot of my creativity comes from. I think that's where some of my gifts as a spiritualist comes from, you know, just being the empath, being that sensitive, being that open, and just the perception we have of the world around us. So yeah, I'm okay with that one. I'm totally okay with that one. Back to dumb blonde. Anyhow, Hollywood. You know, the dumb blonde jokes. We were all programmed to make fun of women with blonde hair. How fucked up is that? To make that acceptable, you can't say this about that person or this about that person or this about that one, but sure, if you want to slip in some dumb blonde jokes, go right ahead. I don't know. I guess maybe because I've been on the receiving end of it, I know that it can really impact your self-esteem. And people don't think about that. You know why? Because a lot of people don't think about fucking shit. Do they now? Anyhow, I try to be optimistic. Let's see here. Educated. Educated is a really, really great one for me, because for a lot of my life when I was younger, I was like, who needs an education? I don't need to get an education. I actually quit school when I was 16, and then I went back again, and I didn't graduate from high school until I was just over 19. So for me, and then I didn't think that would go anywhere. You know, I really had low expectations of my life at that point. But life will take you places, man. Life will take you places. And I am a very highly educated woman. And I say that with a lot of pride, not arrogance, because I fucking worked hard for it. Like I said, I was in some special needs classes. And yeah, we'll get into that another time too. This is a great topic to talk about, because yeah, I'm very much an advocate for educating yourself in something. And so what did I educate myself in? Well, let's see here. I've got a few of them, and I made them separate from each other because in my life, they actually do feel separate from each other. So I haven't talked about this yet to you guys on this, because I'm actually in the middle of a transition right now. You know, with everything that's been going on, like actually since October, I'm in these huge transitions right now, and I've had to let go of something for a little while and move forward. I kind of let, how shall we say, I surrendered, because everything that I was doing, I just kind of felt side blinded all the time. And that's not part of being, I don't go into victimhood or anything like that. Like, I own it. I own my decisions and everything that I do. But I felt a lot of challenges, and when you are sensitive and you know something is really trying to stop you and give you a timeout, you know you need to listen. Because if you don't, they're gonna fuck with you. They're gonna mess with you. You're gonna have little accidents. You're gonna have breakdowns. You're gonna be like, my life's out of control, or you know, things like that. So sometimes spirit, I know, absolutely does in my life. I'm going, Patricia, you need to slow down. You need to take some time out. So I actually have to go and do some work on my website because of this. I haven't had the heart to be honest with you. I've been procrastinating because I didn't really know how to transition it. I didn't know what to do with it, with my website right now. But I am an author. I am a publisher. I am a writer. I've got a bunch of books, but all my books just got kind of wiped out right now because the program they were on was no longer going to be running on the printer that I have signed up with and that had the bookstore. So I had to make a decision. Instead of quickly recreating them, I just kind of went, I'm going to let it go for now. I will be redoing my books because, like I said, this is new beginnings right now. That's why I get to do this. This is a whole new beginning in my life, so I get to choose my labels. So many of you out there are having new beginnings right now. So this is a really good exercise for you. Change your labels. Decide who you want to be moving forward. So I'm going to be keeping my writers, my storytellers, my publisher. I'm keeping all of these. These are really important to me because this is where I'm highly educated and I worked hard to get there, and this is my calling. These are a part of my calling. These are a really big part of it. And I will be creating my publishing house again, which actually, I shouldn't say I'm recreating my publishing house. My publishing house hasn't gone anywhere. It's Travers Publishing House. But I'm going to be recreating how it fits into this matrix, how it fits into this world, because I am Canadian and where I was having it done before is in the USA, because of all the tariffs and things like that. And you know what? Also a little bit because of my, I don't have it up there, but I would wear it proudly, my Canadian label. So I'm looking right now to transition into a Canadian printer, and I'm not sure how I'm going to move forward with all of this, but I definitely will be. And as a writer, well, I don't know, I think I lost it somewhere. My writer's, my writing label, I'm actually working on a book right now, and this book has to do about me and my father. So that's why, you know, shit does come up for me once in a while, because it is something that I'm working on. So, you know, it's in the background, it's in kind of that storytelling thing, and it has affected my life a lot. So yeah, I'll be keeping those labels for a while longer. Let's see here. Yeah, spiritually, medium and Celtic shaman. So these are part of my other worldly things that I have. Ooh, and I got myself my poet there. Poet kind of goes with the shaman as well, because, you know, you're like, that's what they did. Oracle. Oracle's part of my label. I'm going to keep these. I'm going to keep these. But let's see now. Is there other things that I can take off of here that'll give me room, so that I'll have more room for new labels? Like, for example, let's see here. Aggressive. That would have been me in my youth. That would have been me as I felt as a warrior. But I'm not really that warrior anymore, you know? Not even because of my age. Well, okay, maybe a little bit because of my age, being 60. But I'm also an elder now, and I fight battles differently. So I don't need to be aggressive. Let's see here. Too much. Patricia, you're too much. Oh my God, I was taught that through whole school. Since I was a little child, grade 5, I used to be put out in the hallway every day. Didn't need you to say anything to me. You were too much. You know what? Sometimes I can be too much, but not all the time. So you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of that one. And too emotional. Oh my God, women, how many of us are constantly hearing you're too emotional? You know what, dudes? You're fucking not emotional enough. That's what I would like to say. If you do feel like you're too emotional, get grounded and maybe sort out those emotions. Don't stuff them down. But, you know, do this with your emotions. Make little cards and put your emotions up there and go, anger or love and joy, and go, which ones do I want to carry with me? You know, it's nice to get things out of your head and actually placed onto a spot that you can look at and just go, so you know what, I'm not going to wear that. I'm not going to wear that because that's a projection. It's not my label. Too much, not my label. Let's see here. Lazy. People who think people who smoke weed are lazy. Some can be, absolutely, but I think that's just you're seeing who they are. A lot of us who are connoisseurs are actually highly creative, and we just go. We just, you know, so lazy, never. Let's see here. Ooh, here's one. Oh, yes. I get to change this one. I'm gonna change a label. Poverty consciousness. I was raised with poverty consciousness, and I dragged this friggin' label with me for years until I decided to change it. She who is aligned with prosperity. I will wear this one now. Ooh. That one just went back. That one was politics. I don't have a political party. I'm all about who the person is, you know, and so that would be a projected label that our matrix tries to divide us with. What's your political party? Are you taking the red pill or the blue pill? Are you loving or not loving? Do you believe in this or this? You know, those become your labels. So be mindful. So let's see here. Anything else that I would want to get rid of? Which, here's one. And I hear a lot of people are going through this right now. Lonely. Lonely. I was a lonely child, which I'm not going to get into now. But one thing that I learned through life is how to become your best friend, and to if you're feeling lonely, I think sometimes what a person needs to do through that is to really get focused on your creative interest. What interests you? Because when you do that, when you get more focused on what interests you and start moving in that direction, that's when you're going to meet other people who share that alignment. That's one of the things that I learned. Now, another thing is loneliness can also be confused with solitude. When I was a child, I felt like I was lonely. But as a woman, I now feel it as solitude, as healing, as in, oh my God, I can hardly wait to have that moment to myself. Solitude. Now, too much solitude does kind of drag you back into that loneliness. But then that's when you become disconnected again. Let's get rid of lonely. I'm not lonely. A big ass dog out there and 3 kids. All right. Depression. Depression's a big one, you know. This matrix is designed to make you depressed. Yes, this matrix, this world, the all the different pharmaceuticals, the food companies, everything that we consume, whether it be physically, mentally, or spiritually, is designed to make us depressed. Now, I want to flick this one away, but I was diagnosed with PDD. I've had depression since childhood because I have a lot of childhood trauma as well. So depression, it's not a tag. It's not a label that I wear proudly, but it's one that I know exists in my shadow world, and I'm still tending to it. It's not easy to always be optimistic and to not all of a sudden get knocked down in a world that feels like a fucking comic book with all the bad characters running it and no one's being held accountable. That'll cause that. Damn right it will. But anyways, so begrudgingly, I'm keeping this label for now until I can go, ooh, I don't need that anymore. But this does remind me, I don't know how to explain it. It's not something I think I would just love it. Ooh, this is a really fun one. Have you guys ever done the Myers-Briggs test? Oh, I love this one. This is a really great one because it tells you what your thing is. I am an INFJ personality. I am an INFJ personality. We are 1% on the planet. I've actually done the test 3 times because I thought, oh, maybe I made a mistake. Nope. I'm an INFJ personality type. And yeah, I'm gonna keep that one because I kind of like it. I kind of like this one. Apparently, the little computer guy in there, the AI, can't figure us out half the time because we're all over the place. And yeah, we're supposed to be 1% of the population on the planet. And my first thought was, well, how come I'm not fucking rich then? If I'm gonna be a 1%er, I don't want it to be because I'm freaking weird. I want it to be because I've got some money. Just kidding. It's kind of fun being an INFJ personality type. So there's that one. And oops, there we go. Asshole. You know what? We can all be an asshole sometimes. But because of my mindfulness, that's become less and less. And I'm also not a narcissist anymore. So you know what? I'm gonna go poo poo, bye bye, asshole. You choose to live with kindness and integrity and love, and hopefully, hopefully, the rest of the projection doesn't make me be an asshole. I can say things though. I can say things, but they're usually because they're deserved. Now then, grounded. Ooh, this is one. This is I actually put this one up because I thought it was kind of funny, but not really. Yeah, you read that right. SLUT. Back in the 80s. Back in the 80s. This is what all the girls called each other. Oh, you talk to that boy. You must be a Oh, you had more than one boyfriend by the time you're 20? She must be a This word, this label was used from women against women. That division of, I'm a good girl, you're not. I have more values than you do. This tag is a propaganda tool to divide women against women. And so, yeah, I was called that. I was called that. You know what? I probably was in my early 20s too, that whole narcissistic kind of thing. Not at all who I am now. No, that one does not exist for me. But you know what? That kind of a label does affect young women. It really does. It's a thing. Now then, let's see. Anything else here? Oh, yes. So these two here, and I think, is this one here? Ah, look at this one here. Stupid. Yeah, that's a bad one. That would be one from when I was in the special needs class because, well, they didn't understand that I was spectrum and dyslexic. So you get this stupid. It also goes with the dumb blonde thing too. You begin to feel that you're stupid. I really know that I'm not stupid. Here's the thing. Remember we're talking about DV, you know, when you're a survivor and you've been through shit? Here's two tags that come along. So this one is the one that when you leave, there's like a cycle, okay? The victim label. So when you're coming through the DV, you are this, you are the victim. When you leave it and you start your healing, you go into this label, and that's the survivor. Now, this isn't just domestic violence. This is anything in life that has caused you trauma, that has been, that's really affected your life in a very negative way. Childhood, being a victim, and you grow up and you become a survivor. The problem with this, okay, yes, fantastic. Going from that, becoming this, you want to become a survivor. Absolutely. What I found was that when I realized I had left this behind and I was in this mode, in survivor mode, I also noticed that it was a label of a loop too. So I'm always surviving, you know, that became my thought consciousness. Because yeah, okay, oh my God, yes, this is something I should always mention, that these labels are also part, when we talked about thoughts and thoughts create your reality, labels are a huge part of that. You know, what you put on you, that's your thought, that's your creation, these labels. So I was, you know, my thought was in survivor mode. I'm a survivor, and I just couldn't make any headway from that. Great, we have everything we need. But all it takes is one moment and everything's gone. And there's nothing saved. There's nothing backed up. And I decided I didn't want to be a survivor anymore. I knew I was no longer a victim, but I also didn't want to be a survivor anymore. And it was kind of like, well, what comes after survivor? What is it that I need to become? And that took a little while. You know, so survivor, thriver, must be thriver. I thought, oh, I want to become a thriver. Well, thriver is an interesting word because you can thrive, but you can also thrive in negativity too. You know, like I don't know. It wasn't resonating with me. This whole thriving. I mean, it's a tricky word because it sounds so positive to be thriving. Ooh, I'm thriving. I've got all this prosperity. Yes, but you could also be thriving in problems. I think thriving is just one of those magical words that you have to be really careful with because it just didn't resonate with me. And then I discovered the label. I'm ready for this one. I love this one. Spirit showed me this one in a series of synchronicity serendipities. Creator. I am a creator. You are a creator. We are all creators. This is what is left when you skim off all that other shit. So I don't want to be a survivor anymore. That was fun. That was a ride. Lots of experiences and things to talk about with being a survivor. But that's not it. I think it's important here to say that we can talk about our old labels, but we don't have to wear them. They're in the past. Creator. Creator is what I've replaced it with. So I don't have to be those other labels anymore. I can start creating new things in my life. I can create new ideas within myself. It's endless. There's so many things we can be. So when you get a moment, sit down, light a candle, get some different colored pieces of paper out if you want to, or just use white paper, whatever it is. Be creative, be black and white, whatever it is you want to do, and create labels for yourself. I think you'd be really surprised and shocked. It's a really good therapy. I think this could be turned into a course actually, but because I've done like years of skimming off of other people's YouTubes of healing and, getting ideas and inspiration from other people. This is me giving back. Yeah, no charge. Of course not, except for your time being here and listening with me. I guess we can't really chat because we're not chatting, but we're still talking and having that alignment as well. So thank you if you're still here. Again, like, subscribe. I'm going to end this for now because I have another label to go attend to, and that's dog owner, and I think she's probably going to need out right now. So I'll see you in the next video. All right, you guys take care and be safe out there, and remember to love yourself and just, get rid of those shitty labels. You don't need to be carrying them around anymore. See you.